I would say what's wrong with the Giants, except it kind of feels like everything's wrong with the Giants.
Yeah.
When one part of the team picks it up, like the offense late yesterday, the defense gives it up.
Yep.
First 2 weeks, the offense was no good. The defense was the one that tried to hold it up. So what's going on with their inconsistency?
So the Giants started the year trying to be more methodical. They were going to play too tight. They were going to slow things down. They were going to attempt to run the ball, let Eli excel at what he does best, which is play action pass. We all know what happened. The first 2 weeks, Eli got destroyed, got sacked 8 times in 2 weeks, and it looked like Eric Flowers was going to be sitting on the bench. And so they had to revert back to something that was more comfortable for them, which is play quick football, tempo, etc. Get the ball out of your hands in 3 steps, slant routes as opposed to these deeper routes. And that helped a little bit. The problem from the offense, and then I'll get to the defense, the problem with the offense is that they've had so many inconsistencies on their O-line. There's only one player that started yesterday at his normal position, and that was the aforementioned Eric Flowers. He really only had one bad play, and it was a run play. He gave a lookout block to Paul Perkins. But at left guard, it was John Jerry. He usually plays right guard. Well, Weston Risberg got hurt, so they had to bring in Barry at center. And then you had at right guard DJ Fluker, who hadn't played all season long because he was having trouble picking up the offense. And then Justin Pugh goes out to right tackle. So the O-line is completely different. Now imagine trying to be productive as a runner or any of these other schemes that you're doing, and everybody's in different positions. It's just difficult. Despite that, they dominated time possession, right? They did the little things right, but a couple of things got them. One, Ben McAdoo failed to kick a field goal early. Take the points when you can. And I think later on,
that happened last week against Philly.
It happened last week against Philly as well. And I think later on, they just ran out of time. Like once they started executing, they ran out of time. On the defensive side of the ball, the linebackers just haven't been consistent. Either injuries, B.J. Goodson was hurt. He got compromised a couple times, flipped around in zone coverage. He had no idea where his coverage responsibility was, and that's why we saw O.J. Howard go, whatever that was, 58 yards for a touchdown. Untouched. I mean, he was. If you watch the tape of that, B.J. Is running around in circles, right? Because he's like, what am I doing? I flipped around. Where am I?
Yeah.
He's standing in the middle of the field. O.J. Howard's on the left hash, 30 yards down the field. It's an easy play. And the same thing happened on the latter touchdown to Cameron Brate. Linebacker just is not great. They're not great in coverage. And teams that have good slot receivers and good tight ends can take advantage of that all day long. And that's exactly what the Bucs did.
Feels like the offense has not been able to be as smooth as it was when McAdoo was just the play caller, just the offensive coordinator in 14
It's a lot for him to think about. It really is.
Yeah, you think it's overwhelming for him to be the head coach and the play caller?
Of course, but he's only in his second year. I mean, we forgive and maybe forget a little bit of those issues that were prevalent as last year as well because they went 11-5. But now that they're 0-4, you start dissecting everything. All right, what's wrong? Is it you go left tackle, left guard, or center, wide receivers, all right, defense. You start looking at everything, and then you get to the coach, you're like, oh, wait, they're 1-6 on fourth down? Going for fourth down 6 times in 4 weeks, right?
Gosh.
And they've made one of them. And a couple of them have cost points, including last week in Philadelphia where they, no fullback, dive up the middle to Orleans Darkwa, and he just gets stuffed. Last week it happened too, or yesterday it happened as well when they go for it on fourth down as opposed to kicking a field goal, as we talked about earlier. So it's those little decisions that you don't know not to make until you fail trying to make them that Ben McAdoo is learning. And I know it's a concern for the New York Giants just in talking to people around the team, but he's not in danger, right? They know that his offense is actually very complementary to what Eli does. His completion percentages are through the roof. He's actually playing good football. It's everything else around him that's kind of breaking down.